what's Christians going on into? Well, the scripture says it here, or here, I'll get here, Jeremiah 10. Jeremiah 10 verse 2. For the cause of the people are in vain, for one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman of the axe. Verse 3. Verse 4. They deck it with silver and with gold, they fasten it with nails and with hammers that it move not. Exactly, that's what our people are doing, you know. Okay, the Most High is sending on His prophets, His Lord, their priests, the leaders, to tell them and wake them up, but it's the same pattern for our people. Anytime the Most High sends a leader to them, they want to kill him, okay? So that's what they're trying to do now. Okay, you see the sign here. Of the 12 tribes here. 12 tribes there. The Negroes all the way down to the so-called Mexicans. The so-called Negroes all the way down to the so-called Mexicans here. Which is Issachar, you got Asher, you got Naphtali, you got Reuben, you got Gad, Manasseh, you got Ephraim, Zebulun, Simeon, and then on the top of the southern kingdom you got Levi, Benjamin, and Judah here. Which are the so-called, Judah goes into so-called Negroes, Benjamin goes into the so-called West Indians, Jamaicans, Levi goes into the so-called Haitians, Simeon goes into the so-called Dominicans, Zebulun goes into the so-called Guatemalans, the Panamanians, Ephraim goes into the Puerto Ricans, Manasseh goes into the so-called Cubans, Gad goes into the so-called Native American Indians, Reuben goes into the so-called Seminole Indians, which Reuben was the oldest, and I believe was one of the tribes that they say Edom couldn't conquer completely. Then again, none of the tribes were never conquered, because we're still alive today. But you got naturally the so-called Argentinians, the Chileans. So how are the Israelites gone, disappeared, you know? It makes, you gotta ask yourself. Naturally, the so-called Argentinians to Chileans. Back to the subject here. Yeah, naturally, the so-called Argentinians to Chileans. Asher, the so-called Colombians to Uruguayans. And then you got Issachar. The last on the bottom here is the so-called Mexicans. We're going into Issachar. Issachar's a strong ass. Yeah, this Jeremiah 10 and verse 4 again. They deck it with silver and with gold. They had fastened it with nails and with hammers that it moved not. 5. They are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither is it in them to do good. 6. For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Yahweh, thou art great, and thy name is great in might, which the name of the Father is Yahweh. This is what Ezekiel 26 verse 13 says, and I will cause the noise of thy songs to cease, and the sound of thy harps shall be no more heard. The sound of thy harps shall be no more heard, man. That's your songs, your music you guys play in your Christmas albums, your Christmas mixtapes, okay? The Most High's gonna destroy those, okay? He has his own mix, you dummy. Okay, this but this yeah, this is the sign here, as it talks about in Ezekiel. They try to take the stick of Ephraim and the stick of Judah, and they shall show it. Okay, this is the sign you should be, our people should be putting up in their houses. If they did, if our Israelites did that, the Most High would come in overnight. But you know, this reality, though, you know. No Satan wants us to be saved, you know. It's possible. This is Ezekiel chapter 8, verse Ezekiel 37 verse 11. Say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. Exactly, you know. So with that, man, Lord, win this edifying. And Lord willing, man, this is edifying, man. The Spirit's in us to push this word out. And Lord willing, we get saved and are delivered. Okay, but with that, call out Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bashim Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, see honors to the apostles, preaching and teaching us the word of truth and with sincerity as always. Here's one last scripture here, 2 Esdras 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, our being plagues upon the road, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. 6. For wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Con. That about a ball. Shalak Ram to 2/3 and that's to America till next time, Lord willing. Peace, blessings, salutations to hopefully elect. Go to day and be Shalom.